It's official. The Johnny Somali saga just took a nuclear-level turn that nobody saw coming. We're not just talking about another internet controversy anymore. We're talking about FBI conspiracies, deportation schemes, and desperate escape plans that could shake the entire streaming world to its core. Hank U, Johnny Somali's controversial companion, just dropped explosive allegations against the FBI while simultaneously begging to return to America. The same America that permanently banned him after an 8-year prison sentence for firearms violations. But here's where it gets absolutely devastating. He's not just making wild claims, he's threatening to sue the federal government while offering disturbing services for money and dragging Donald Trump's name through the mud. Nobody knew what to make of it when Hank first started his rants, but now insiders are saying this could trigger an unprecedented international incident. We're talking about a convicted criminal trying to manipulate multiple governments, potentially compromising national security, and creating chaos that reaches from Seoul to Washington, D.C. The silence from authorities is deafening, and what's coming next could change everything we thought we knew about this twisted partnership. Let's rewind a bit, because this story is messier than anyone expected. Hank U isn't just some random internet personality. He's a convicted felon with a rap sheet that reads like a crime thriller. We're talking about 7 counts of false statements about weaponry, unlawful firearm possession, and a federal prison sentence that should have ended his American dream forever. Sources close to the situation reveal that Hank served his full 8-year sentence before being permanently deported and banned from the United States. This wasn't some minor infraction. Federal judges don't hand out decade-long sentences for paperwork errors. The evidence against him was overwhelming and undeniable. But here's where the character introductions get truly disturbing. Enter Johnny Somali, the streaming provocateur who's been causing international incidents across Asia. People familiar with their dynamic describe a relationship that goes far beyond friendship. We're talking about financial arrangements, personal services, and a codependency that's raised eyebrows from Tokyo to Seoul. Word on the street is that these two have been planning their American return for months, treating countries like bargaining chips in some twisted geopolitical game. First America, then China if that fails, as if nations are just backup options in their delusional escape fantasy. The timeline is crucial here. Johnny Somali's legal troubles in South Korea have been mounting, with authorities finally taking his disruptive behavior seriously. Multiple incidents, public disturbances, and cultural violations have painted him into a corner. That's when Hank stepped up with his nuclear-level conspiracy theories. Insiders claim that Hank's recent outbursts aren't random rants. They're calculated moves designed to create leverage. He's not just defending himself, he's trying to weaponize controversy to force his way back into American territory. But the most chilling detail that's emerging, sources say Hank has been documenting everything, collecting what he believes is evidence of government corruption while simultaneously offering questionable services to fund their escape plans. We're talking about a man so desperate that he's literally pricing his dignity at $3,000 per transaction. The stakes couldn't be higher. 2 controversial figures banned from multiple countries, now threatening to expose government secrets while begging for asylum. This isn't just internet drama anymore, it's an international crisis waiting to explode. But here's where it gets even more explosive. Hank U just publicly accused the FBI of fabricating his entire criminal case, claiming they labeled him adjudicated mentally defective without proper legal procedures. His exact words? They transported me to a mental hospital under false pretense, and the FBI still labels me adjudicated mentally defective, which is against their own standards. Let that sink in. A convicted felon with documented evidence of firearms violations is now claiming the entire federal justice system conspired against him. But that's not even the most shocking part. Sources familiar with the case confirm that Hank's conviction involved multiple federal agencies, extensive documentation, and a trial that lasted months. Court records show overwhelming evidence of his guilt, including recorded statements and physical evidence. Yet he's now claiming, "I never threatened to kill anyone, and they don't have any evidence." The delusion level is staggering. This man served 8 years in federal prison, had his case reviewed by multiple courts, and was processed through the entire deportation system. Every step was documented, verified, and legally sound. But now he's rewriting history like it's some Netflix script. Then came the nuclear moment. Hank didn't just stop at FBI accusations. He threatened legal action against the federal government itself. "I'm suing them," he declared with the confidence of someone completely detached from reality. You cannot be labeled adjudicated mentally defective without a court hearing. People close to legal experts are calling this career suicide on steroids. You don't threaten to sue the FBI while simultaneously begging them to let you back into the country. It's like burning bridges while standing on them. But the most devastating revelation? Insiders claim this entire conspiracy narrative is just a smokescreen for his real plan. Hank isn't actually trying to clear his name. He's trying to create enough chaos and controversy to force American authorities into a response. Any response. Because right now, he's completely powerless, banned from the country he desperately wants to return to. Word on the street is that immigration lawyers have been quietly laughing at his legal threats. One source familiar with deportation cases said, "This is like a bank robber suing the bank for catching him." The audacity is unprecedented, but the legal foundation is non-existent. Then the situation spiraled completely out of control. Hank didn't just attack the FBI, he dragged Donald Trump into his conspiracy web, making claims about the Epstein files that sent shockwaves through political circles. Is Trump in them? Probably, he stated with devastating casualness. Sources close to MAGA supporters report that this single statement crossed every possible line. We're talking about a convicted felon and banned immigrant making explosive allegations against a former president while simultaneously begging for American asylum. The political implications are staggering, but that's not even the most shocking part. Insiders reveal that Hank has been offering disturbing personal services for money, with prices ranging from $3,000 to $300,000 Korean won. The exact nature of these services? Let's just say they involve massage and sweet words and everything, according to his own recorded statements. People familiar with their financial situation claim this isn't just desperation. It's a systematic monetization of their controversy. Johnny Somali and Hank have allegedly been selling access, services, and secrets to fund their escape plans. We're talking about a full-scale operation disguised as internet drama. The evidence keeps mounting. Multiple sources have confirmed that both men have been actively courting Chinese authorities, offering to provide political asylum services in exchange for safe passage to Beijing or Shenzhen. "I'm bigger on the Chinese internet than I am in America," Johnny reportedly bragged during one recorded conversation. Word on the street is that this dual-country strategy has caught the attention of international security agencies. You don't just threaten one government while simultaneously offering services to their geopolitical rivals without consequences. Sources say both American and Chinese intelligence services are now actively monitoring their communications. The most devastating detail? Insiders claim that Hank's FBI conspiracy theories aren't random. They're strategically designed to create leverage. He's essentially saying, "Let me back in or I'll expose more secrets." It's political blackmail disguised as victim advocacy. People close to the situation describe this as the most reckless international incident they've ever witnessed involving internet personalities. We're not talking about viral videos or social media beef anymore. This is potential espionage, international manipulation, and federal crime all wrapped up in a streaming controversy. The silence from official channels is becoming more telling by the day. No denials, no clarifications, just strategic distance from a situation that's spiraling beyond anyone's control. This isn't just about Johnny Somali and Hank U anymore. What we're witnessing is an unprecedented breakdown of how international law enforcement handles digital age criminals who operate across multiple jurisdictions. Sources familiar with immigration policy reveal that this case is being closely watched by agencies in South Korea, Japan, China, and the United States. We're talking about a domino effect that could reshape how countries handle controversial content creators who cross legal and cultural boundaries. The ripple effects are already visible. Insiders claim that South Korean authorities are now reviewing their policies on foreign streamers after the chaos Johnny and Hank have created. Multiple incidents of cultural disrespect, public disturbances, and international embarrassment have forced government officials to consider stricter regulations. But the most explosive implication involves national security. When a convicted felon starts making allegations against the FBI while simultaneously courting foreign governments, it triggers protocols that go far beyond internet drama. People close to security agencies describe this as a textbook case of how digital controversy can escalate into international incidents. Here's what makes this truly unprecedented. Hank and Johnny aren't just random troublemakers. They've built massive online followings that span multiple countries. Their influence reaches millions of viewers who are now being exposed to anti-American conspiracy theories, federal government accusations, and international manipulation tactics. Word on the street is that other controversial streamers are watching this situation closely, potentially using it as a blueprint for their own escape strategies. We could be looking at the birth of a new phenomenon, deportation theater, where banned individuals create maximum controversy to force government responses. The cultural impact is staggering. Sources say that young viewers in Asia, America, and Europe are being exposed to normalized criminality, government conspiracy theories, and international manipulation through what appears to be entertainment content. The line between content and crime has completely disappeared. Industry insiders are calling this a watershed moment for platform responsibility. How do you regulate content that crosses international boundaries, involves federal crimes, and potentially threatens national security? The traditional frameworks are completely inadequate. Most devastating of all, people familiar with the situation believe this is just the beginning. If Hank and Johnny succeed in manipulating their way back to America or gaining asylum in China, it could inspire copycat incidents that make this controversy look like child's play. The clock is ticking, and sources close to the situation say we're approaching a point of no return. South Korean authorities are reportedly finalizing their legal response to Johnny Somali's behavior, while American agencies are quietly investigating Hank's explosive FBI allegations. But here's what nobody's talking about. Insiders claim that both men have been documenting everything, potentially preparing for a massive information dump if their escape plans fail. We're talking about recorded conversations, financial transactions, and international communications that could expose government operations across multiple countries. If you want to stay ahead of this explosive story, make sure to hype this video right now. This situation is developing faster than any news outlet can cover, and the mainstream media is deliberately staying silent on the most devastating details. Your support helps us bring you the truth that powerful institutions don't want exposed. The next 48 hours could change everything. Will Hank's FBI lawsuit actually materialize? Will Johnny face serious legal consequences in South Korea? And most importantly, what secrets are they still hiding that could shake governments on both sides of the Pacific? This story is far from over, and what's coming next will blow your mind.